Mic on? Thanks, Randy. Okay. Second weekly podcast. Sophisticated. Gonna definitely try and keep this one down time-wise. These 25-minute videos. I mean, I can imagine it's getting a bit much, but I still watch them back. It's still pretty fun to watch back. But anyways, the Fist is here. How you guys doing? Week 2. A lot of 2-0s, a lot of 0-2s, a couple 1-1s. It's going to be a quick show, like I said. Game of the week this week. It's going to be V-Wall versus Reggie. V-Wall 2-0. What's up with that? Ranked number 13. But I tried to get a hold of V-Wall, or my guys have in the back room there. They're trying to get a hold of him as we speak. There's no guarantee there. I know he's working. He works Saturdays. He's probably working the phone lines for trades. He does that relentlessly. But who knows? I'll try and get a hold of Mike. I will get a hold of Reggie. We'll see how that goes. But either way, welcome to the show. It's a beautiful day out there, nice and cloudy. That's how I like it. Too much sun doesn't treat my skin very well. It's soft. I don't know what that means, but anyways, so a quick recap of the week. A couple big trades. Kev got AP. Russ gets youth. Corey Coleman, I think, was the main piece there. It seemed like a really great trade at the time, and then AP goes down. I mean, that's just terrible luck. Kev doesn't seem to give a shit. He said it doesn't matter. I just traded for the best running back in the league. He went down for the season. Doesn't matter. I'm not any worse for it, he says. Okay. Anyways, he's on IR. I picked up Amari Cooper from Powers in a deal similar where he got Melvin Gordon and Dak and a pick. So, I mean, I like the move for Powers. I like it for Russ, too. I wish Russ would have shopped around a bit more, but he liked his guys. Hey, Russ likes his guys. He picks them. He goes after them. I like it. I can't blame him for that. He took everyone's advice. He traded AP. And it was also ended up being perfect timing for that. So yeah, a couple big moves, which people were worried about when we decided to make the big move to Dynasty. Trades. No, there's going to be no more trades. Oh, no. Well, guess what? You're wrong. Trades are still happening. Picks are getting swapped. Players are getting swapped. The league is evolving. It's great for the league. It's a better league today than it was a year ago, 6 years ago, 10 years ago. It's the best damn fantasy league on the planet. And that's a fact. Okay. Yeah, really quick. I mean, my preseason rankings goes to show you that I don't know a damn thing. Mike, number 13, 2-0. Pollock, number 15, 2-0. Slaughter, number 10, 2-0. Butt Prugs, my 4, 5, and 6 ranked guys on my preseason power rankings are all 0-2. I mean, in order, it's Laffy, Hammer, and Mangold. They're all 0-2. Anyways, it's a crazy start to the year, boys. It's a crazy start to the year. And it's early, and it's young, and a lot can happen from now till December. So let's not get our panties twisted up here. But anyways, quick look at last week. What am I at here? I'm already at 4 minutes of rambling about nothing. Here we go. Last week, I went 4-4 in my predictions. It's pretty much how I've done my NFL predictions. I can't pick a game. I can't pick a winner. If I pick you this week, I would be worried. Last week, okay, let's go through the games real quick here. Fist versus Briz, 145.7, 113.8 for the Fist. I picked that. Tate had a bad game, but other than that, everyone was kind of solid, kind of similar to my first week, without a huge game by Breeze. Briz had a rough go with his quarterback and running back, and Aiken had 0 points. Aiken's having a real tough start to the season. Might want to consider giving him a rest this week. But anyways, Sassy whooped on the Hoff, almost doubled him. Highest score of the year so far. Finally, we're seeing a couple big scores. It's still not really high scores yet. surprising. There hasn't been a lot of big numbers posted up. 150 is putting you at the top of the weekly scoring leaders, which is a little surprising. I don't think it's usually that low, but maybe I'm just used to baseball scores. I don't know. But anyways, 173.9 to 98.8, under 100. Under 100. We had a few guys under 100 this week. 2, 3. Yeah, last week we had none. This week we had, boom, 3. Hoff just got offed. Rogers. How about this one? Here's a little stat for you. Chair's defense, all 3 defensive players and his kicker, added up total 9 points. That's not going to get it done. Cam had a big game. Diggs had a huge game. And Olsen had a big game. Great week for Sassy. It's too bad about AP. That's a team to watch going forward. But watch out for that Langford deal for Moncrief. I know Moncrief's banged up right now, but little birdies are singing. I don't know how long Langford's going to be the man there. Kind of an average player, but what do I know? Okay. Township got smoked by Mike. D'Angelo had another good game. Travis Benjamin had a huge game. And Big Ben did as well. Rivers had a big game, but here's another team whose defense and their kicker just laid an egg, and his tight end. So, I mean, pretty much everyone on this team laid an egg except for Rivers and Wallace this week. I got that one right. Sorry, the Sassy, I picked the Hoff to win. Wow. And that was wrong, obviously. Russ versus Reg. That was a close game, really close game. Came down to the Monday nighter, I believe, and Reg pulled out a win. He's 1-1 now, going into week 3 with 3 of his best play. Well, 3 of his top guys out. That's promising. You can't if he's 500 after the first 4 weeks without Brady. I think he's going to be happy. Is this thing lagging, or is this? Stay still, you little cocks. Well, I don't know what else to do here. I'll tell you what I can do. Shut this bitch off. Okay. Yeah, we had a crappy game from Antonio and Green compared to what we're used to from them, and following huge weeks for both of them. I still pulled out the win, though. Garoppolo had 31.4 points in, I think it was like 3 quarters or something. He went down against the Finns, and he still put up 31 points, which is great. Oh, this is going to piss me off if this is lagging like this throughout the whole video. I don't know how to do anything about it. Maybe it's not lagging on the recording. I don't know. Maybe I should start moving slower. But oh yeah. Anyways, the game of the week last week was Lotto Corp versus Forte Marshall. It wasn't as close as I thought it would be, but 2 good scores. Lotto Corp came out on top. I picked Miracle there. I was wrong. Matty Ice with 39. Another strong start to the season for him. How long will that last? We'll see. But that was the big question mark for him going into the season was quarterback. And here's Matty Ice just blowing guys out of the water. So like I predicted, he's a good team. That's a really good team. Kelvin Benjamin with a big game. Doug Baldwin has been a bust. I mean, Russell Wilson gets hurt, and Gord's feeling that pain. And that offense is it's terrible right now. I can't function with Russ banged up like that, which is a scary thought going forward for that team. If Russ has got a bum ankle, all of a sudden the whole offense can't produce. I mean, it's scary, I mean, Baldwin, the guy was a touchdown machine last year and can't get her going. He's also been a little banged up. Another team with no production out of their defense and kicker. I kind of bunched the defense and kicker, those 4 positions into a big who gives a shit package. That's like the 4 together, like who gives a shit about those 4 positions. But it's big. I mean, that's 4. That's more than a third of your roster size. And if you're not dropping 25, 30 plus points out of those 4 guys, hey, you're gonna have a hard time winning this league. Defense matters. Mangold versus Slots. Slaughter laid a lick into Mangold there. I mean, jeez. Like, who's predicting these things? Jameis. 5.8 points from your quarterback following a week when he had like 4 touchdowns and whatever, 40 points or whatever. I mean, come on, Jameis. Excellence. Wanted to get him on. I'm watching this hockey. Phone will be in my car. We'll get her next time. You're watching a hockey game, so you got to put your phone in your car? This is ridiculous, man. You know, it's 2016 excellence. Your phone should be within 3 feet of your body at all times. What if an earthquake happens or something? You don't have your phone there to tweet about it. Anyways, decent game for Slots, even though despite a low score by Luck. The rest of his team had a good score there, and he beat him by over 20 points. And I got that one wrong. I also got the Marshall Roar game wrong. Right now, I'm sitting at 3-3. I picked the Butt Prugs to beat Democracy, and I was wrong there. Butt Prugs, I wrote all around meh. Just not a great game. Average, below average. Democracy had an all-around good game. He had good production from pretty much all across the board there. And that was a beatdown, 20 points. Pollock laid a beatdown on Pollockin on Hammer. Tell me this thing's recording. Yeah, it is. 11 minutes. I'm already more than halfway done here. That's okay, though. Pollockin laid a licking on Gord. Beat him by 50. Palmer had a great game. His whole team had solid points across the board. The next Antonio Brown had another solid week with 2.7. That's a rough go for Johnny Brown there, and for Hammer. I mean, Russ is banged up. I think he put up 14, 15 points or whatever. You need more out of your quarterback to win in this league. Good game from his defense, from that shit package, the defense and the kicker. Good game out of them. Didn't put any more points anywhere else. Okay, now on to this week. This week's matchups. We have 2-0 Slaughter versus 2-0 Fist. The final matchups this is the final week of divisional matchups. So it's obviously another big week. These first 3 weeks are huge. And it's also 3 weeks without buys, which is ideal. It's great. It's perfect in my mind. Slaughter 2-0 versus Fist 2-0. Now, this is obviously a Saturday podcast here, so we have the advantage of seeing a few points put up on Thursday night. Sorry I didn't get to it before. It's been a long week at work, and I'd rather do it Saturday afternoon, have a little bit of pizzazz, a little bit of energy. If I would have done this on Wednesday, I'd have been like, oh, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't really care who's going to win. Fist is projected for 150.7, was projected higher, but didn't get a huge game. Lamar had a decent game. And who did I start for New England? Scheiße. Why am I tripping? Anyways, I got 24 points out of 2 players. And Slaughter hasn't had anybody play yet, but I'm going to pick myself in this game. I think I'm the better team. Slaughter doesn't believe I'm a contender, and he thinks he is a contender. So he probably thinks he's going to win this week. So we'll see how that goes. Slots. We'll see how that goes, buddy. Hoff 0-2 versus Lotto 2-0. Now, this is a projected close game. This is a game where it could be very high scoring. I see great matchups across the board for both teams. This is like Atlanta versus New Orleans sprinkled in here. This is going to be a good matchup for both teams. It's tough to pick a winner. When I was looking across, I was like, man, Hoff's got some great matchups here. I think Rodgers is going to bounce back versus the Lions, blah, blah, blah. And Lotto, I looked over at his team. He's got some great matchups too. Matty Ice versus the Saints. It's going to be a good. I'm going to pick the Hoff here. 2 weeks in a row. I'm going with the Hoff. We'll see what happens. All right. Just got to click on that. Sorry. Edelman. How do I forget my boy, Julian Edelman? He might play quarterback next week. That'd be pretty sweet. I'm gonna get those points too. Where I'm going here with this, but anyways, Russ 0-2 versus Powers 1-1, I believe. Yeah, Russ is slight favored in the projections. He only had 3.6 points out of Martellus Bennett. He had a lot of targets too. But Powers only had 2 points out of Clowney. So I go with Russ here. I think he's got a little bit more meat there. I think Powers has both Giants tight ends starting this week, that's always a scary proposition for anybody. But yeah, you know what? He's looking to the future. I like that. I think he's a team that gives a shit, works hard, and you watch. 7-8 years down the road, he's going to be a contender again. And we got 2-0 Democracy versus 2-0 Pollock. This is another big game. This is a big game. This is a projection of like 1 point difference with high scores. Pollock. Oh man, I love it. I just love that Pollock is having a successful start to this season. It's just great. I think it's making everybody's year so far to watch Pollock just smashing fools, and it's great. Pollock's got very high dreams for Jacob Tammy this week, and I think he's right. I think he's gonna have a good game. I see Democracy taking this though. I think that the dream ends this week. I think, but that's a pick'em. That's a pick'em game. But I'm going with Crenny. Sassy versus Miracle, another tough, close game. I'm gonna go with Sassy there. They're the same. Projection on ESPN is within 1 point, up to the high 130s. That's crazy. That's fun. That's awesome. They're both 1-1. This is big. This is the matchups that make or break your season. This is potentially 2 division winners. Going head to head. Who takes that first step? Ah man, I'm just getting jacked up just thinking about it. That's a great matchup. And then the game of the week in my mind, I'm going to hold off for that. So far, we could have had 3 games of the week so far. Mangold 0-2 versus 5-10 0-2. The team name, I love it. I did not see Mangold starting out slow like this. But I mean, it is what it is. It's a start to the season. Jameis is erratic. That's gonna do things to your team chemistry. That's gonna affect the way your squad plays together. That's gonna, when you got your quarterback playing great 1 week and crappy the next week, like really bad. That's the difference in winning a game. He hasn't done that yet, but he's projected to smash out Drew this week. I'm not going to go off the board too far here. I think that Mango will win. I don't know if it's going to be quite as lopsided as the score indicates, the projections indicate, but anyways. Then we got Hammer versus the Butt Plugs. Both 0-2. Just surprising. Hammer had 18 points out of his linebacker. That's a great start to the week. He's projected to beat him by 23 points. And I think he will do that. Then the game of the week, we're going to go with Mike Vanderwall. 2-0 versus Reggie. I am Reggie. 1-1 without some of his big guns. He's got to be happy with that. This is a big matchup. It's a close projection. They got Mike. They got Mike up by 10 or 12 points or whatever. James White, I think he had in there, only had a couple points. It's a rough, but I mean, he picked up Brissett off the waivers, and he dropped, I think, 17 points for him. So that's like a breath of fresh air. It's like, okay, I got a quarterback, A, which I know he's worried about early in the week, and B, you got 17 points out of him, out of a rookie third stringer. You got to be happy with that. The thing is, though, with Bell out, with Charles out, with Brady out, Jeffrey's banged up. I mean, you need a lot of production out of those big boys, out of Antonio and AJ. you need a lot of points there. You need Witten to come out and have a double-digit game for you. It's going to be a close game. I think like part of the reason why this is a game of the week for me is the importance of this game. If Reggie goes up 2-1, beats Mike, tied for the division lead. If he goes to 2-1, he has a chance at going 3-1 without those cats, and that would be phenomenal for him. I know he'd love to start out 3-1, but I mean, if he wins this week, he's got Tupper up next week. So if he wins this week, he's 2-1. Say he loses next week, he's still 2-2, and I'm sure he'd be happy with that too. And then he gets his boys back, and you're off to the races. Now, if he loses this week and loses to Tupper, now you're 1-3, and you're fighting for that playoff spot, not even the division lead. So I mean, it's a big game of the week. And Donna, can you get Reggie on line 2, please? And like I said, Mike is a maybe. I don't know if he's going to answer. I'm going to try him, and we'll just, we're not going to hold our breath. And anyways, you got him? So we're not going to do the Fast Five this week because I don't think I'm going to get Mike. And I didn't come up with any good questions. So we'll just save that for...
Hey, Dave. Great practice. Congrats again on the baby boy. Yeah, he has Miranda's eyes. Yeah, that's right, my nigga. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, that's right. Don't shoot. Fuck dog.
What's up, Reggie? How you doing, buddy?
Doing fantastic.
Oh, thanks for fitting me in at the end of practice there. I appreciate that.
Boys are primed up, ready to go.
Nice. You're pushing. Sounds like you're pushing him pretty hard there.
Yeah, I'll just give AJ a hard time. He had a great practice out there. He has a new baby boy, and he's looking good for tomorrow.
Right on. Well, speaking of tomorrow, you got a big matchup this week, buddy. This is I was just actually talking about it before I called you, and this is either you're going to be 1-2 or you're going to be 2-1, tied for the division lead, and you got a big tough matchup next week versus Tupper. So this is a pivotal game for you versus Vanderwall. How do you see this playing out? And just tell me about your matchup and where you think this is going to go tomorrow.
Well, Bob, I'm dealing with some suspensions here. I got some guys that are out. I got Charles coming back up in knee injury. It's been a bit slower than I anticipated. Jimmy Garoppolo going out and hurt. I'm not going to sit here because most of the guys in the leagues aren't idiots. I have a little bit of depth issues. Not going to lie about it. And it's been tough the first 3 weeks. And that includes tomorrow's matchup. As I look at Vanderwall's team, he has some talent. I can't recall where exactly you had him in the power ranking. Where did you have him?
13. 13 I had him.
13, oh yeah. So, yeah, that's just atrocious. So tomorrow's a big game for me. I'm not going to lie. But at the same time, my team's built for the playoffs. I don't have incredible depth. My team is built for the playoffs. If I can get everybody in the lineup, get them healthy, I think I'll do just fine. It's about making the playoffs and getting there. So I don't really view tomorrow's game as a do or die. Do I want to win? Of course. Would it be embarrassing to lose to Vanderwall? Absolutely. But, I'm not going to say it's a make or break game for the season. And, I look forward to next week getting Le'Veon Bell back, and the week after that, getting Tom Brady back in the lineup. As far as Tupper goes the following week, Tupper's off to a good start. 2-0. I look at his roster. He has some up-and-comers, some young players, but, he can't swing with the big boys. So, as soon as I get healthy, as soon as I get all my bodies on the field, go.
Yeah.
Oh, pardon my language. I know we're on a podcast. Sorry, Bob.
It's okay. Don't worry, buddy. This is it's on HBO, so you can say whatever the hell you want.
Excellent.
You kind of covered a lot of topics, and I love it. I was going to ask you about the way you've started without your injuries. You must be happy being 1-1 now You squeaked out a couple victories. You're or you squeaked out a victory this week after losing the first week barely. Now you have an opportunity to go. If you beat Mike this week, which is it's projected to be very tight, and Mike, like you said, you're not as big of a fan on Mike as the ESPN projections are. But if you were to beat him this week and then beat Tupper next week, man, you're 3-1 after without those guys, and then you're off to the races. So I mean, there is definitely some.
You said it all there, Bob. I mean, it's a big chance to go 3-1, or two. We'll start with 2-1. It's going to be a close matchup. I mean, Vanderwall has some talent on the squad. When I say some, I mean just some, and I really use that some word. I emphasize some because there's not much going on there. But that being said, he has D'Angelo Williams. I wish I was playing him 1 week later because after Le'Veon Bell comes back, he'll have no talent on his squad.
Yeah, I was going to ask him about that. His running back, he's gonna need a running back once Bell comes back.
Sorry, Bob. I got the security dogs that are barking in the background.
No worries, buddy. No worries. Jeffrey's banged up this week. I don't know. I think he's going to play, but. Is there a trade in the near future? Are you working on something to try and add a wide receiver, some depth? Because like we keep on hitting. I don't mean to beat a dead horse here, but you're very high. You're very talented on the top end. But if an injury or two occurs, you take this opportunity to win a title, and it drops drastically if you lose one of those big guys. Can this league expect to see a move, even if it's a minor move, out of I Am Reggie over the following few weeks?
I'm not too sure. I'm never going to bank on injury. I'm happy with the guys I got right now. I could use a little bit more depth, but at the same time, I'm not going to go get rid of one of my big top dogs to get a couple, meh players. Mm-hmm. So, we'll see what happens. It's a long season. It's early right now. I'm very fortunate to play in a terrible division. So, like I said, all I got to do is make the playoffs and hopefully make the playoffs healthy, and then we'll go from there. If I do have a major injury, at that point I'll sit down with the staff and reevaluate a plan going forward. But as of now, I'm not going to speculate on any trades I may or may not be making. I can say right now I have nothing in the works. And, that's pretty much all I got to say there.
So there's been a couple big deals this week.
Right.
AP got dealt. Cooper got dealt. You're one of the guys I really value your opinion when it comes to the league and to player evaluations and whatnot. I'd like to get your gut feeling. I want to hear what you thought about those trades, and was there any winners, and also just did it affect your view on the teams going forward in terms of challenging you for a title this year?
Right, good question. Well, I'll start with the AP trade. I give Kev a lot of credit. At the start of the season, I was looking at the roster, thinking to myself, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Okay, HBO. Thinking, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? He's running Denard Robinson out there, and he has all the talent in the world around him. And, I've had conversations with Kev about trades and stuff like that, and, 9 times out of 10, it's a complete waste of breath and finger skins for even dialing his number. But I was actually really happy to see him make those 2 trades there. I know he got Langford the week before, I believe, and he also picked up AP. It's unfortunate for Kev, I should say, that AP went down as he did in the first game on his squad. That was pretty unfortunate.
Yeah.
I give Kev credit for getting out there, and he made 2 trades. Not named hammer, so I was very impressed with that. He's getting worldly now. So I was impressed with that, and then what's the other trade? What's the other trade?
Cooper for Dak and Gordon in a pick.
Oh, atrocious. I mean, I looked at this trade, and I don't know what Powers is doing. I mean, he already has Phillip Rivers, who's slinging the ball all around the field. He has, so now he goes and trades for a backup quarterback, seemingly, who's going to be sitting on his bench for the next, 4 or 5 years. Philip Rivers ain't going down anytime soon. Tony Romo probably don't play for another 3 years. And, we all know that Powers is, 10 to 15 years out of a championship as is. So I didn't see the value in Dak Prescott for him. Powers should be spending time at high school fields and looking at players there, or maybe even, at the Pee Wee level and stuff like that, looking for some talent, because that's his real timetable, and those are the players he really needs to be looking at.
Well, I guess for me, obviously I was involved in that trade, so
I do give Powers credit for getting out there, being active, trying to make trades to better his fantasy team, and I give him credit also for getting out of bed every morning, because it must be tough.
Okay, well, as a biased, I was involved in that trade, obviously, as everyone knows. It's all about preference, that trade. You gotta love Dak and you gotta love Melvin to make that deal. And last 5 here. I appreciate your time, buddy. I haven't been able to get a hold of Mike. Mike is selling a tractor to somebody and probably working really hard to make a trade, as he usually does on Saturday afternoons. He's probably just working those phones.
I'm sure he'll get back to you shortly.
Yeah, he'll get back to me. He'll have a look.
Exactly. He'll have a look shortly.
All right, buddy. Well, thanks for your time, and good luck this week.
All right, thanks a lot, Bogdan. You take care.
Later, bro.
Bye.
All right. We're at 32 minutes now. I hope this hasn't been lagging, because it paused on my screen there. But, geez, that was golden. I hope that didn't get cut there. The computer's lagging, probably saying, man, shorten this damn podcast. I can't do it under 20 minutes. It's impossible. I love this league too much. There's too much to talk about. I haven't even gotten Mike in yet. We're going to try him right now. Who gives a shit? We're going to make a 45-minute podcast. Put the kids to bed. Pause it. Have a cup of coffee. It's going to take a bit. Who cares? Pure guts. Pure guts. Here we go. Lagging again. You son of a bitch. This is going to be really quick if he answers the phone. No, that's not fair. He gets as much time as he damn well wants. Wow, Reggie. Shots fired. The guy's just rolling. Credit to Reggie for getting to fit me in there at the end of practice too. That's big. I know that's a busy time. It's ringing, Linda. Okay, I got him. Thanks.
Hi there. You reached a voicemail from Mike Vanderwall Equipment. Sorry I missed your call. Please leave me your name and number, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks.
After leaving a message, you can hang up or press pound for more options.
That's okay. I was going to ask him a few questions. No big deal. You guys get the drift. V-Wall's a beauty. We'll touch base with him later this year. I've done my predictions. I've wasted 34 minutes of your time. This is a record. I hope you enjoy it. Hope you enjoy the week. Have a good one. Fist out.